Hello, everyone. So today we'll be looking at 6th grade lesson 1. This is for number 1. For every 3 women at the local store, there are 2 men. What is the possible number of women and men in the store? So our given information is for every 3 men, there are 2 men. It says, and what's the possible number of women and men in the store? From here, we can form our ratio. Since for this indicates that we're going to have our answer in like a ratio form. So we're gonna have, it wants us in women and men. So we're gonna have our ratio look like this. So women and men, and we're gonna say, so because there's 3 women, there's 3 women for every 2 men. Now, okay, so the answer choice, if you look at the answer choices, if you look at the answer choices, A says there's 9 women and 4 men. So what we'll try here is, we'll actually multiply 3 here. Now, if you multiply 3 on here, you'll also have to multiply 3 on here, because we want to keep our ratio constant, and we don't want it to change. So we'll have 9 and 6. So this means that it's not A nor B, and not D. Oops, this one too, but it is C. Keep in mind that for every means that the problem is going to use a ratio. So number 2, we'll go to number 2. There are 16 boys and girls in the class. What is the ratio of girls to boys? So in this question, it says there are 16 boys, girls in the class. It wants the ratio of girls to boys. However, I think this worksheet wanted not boys, but class. Because if it wanted boys, then this answer would be totally more different. And if you look in the answer choices, so for example, like we'll still practice for the sake of learning, but here, so we have 16 boys and 16 girls. Oops. If we have 16 boys and girls and what's the ratio of girls to boys, then we will still have 1 and 1. However, if you look in the answer choice here, there is no 1 and 1. So I think it would be better to just say here, cross it off, and put class. So the total number of girls is 16. Now the total number of students in the class, boys and girls in the class, is 16 plus 16, which is 32. So we put 32 here, and now we want to reduce as much as possible here, and we want to put our ratio in the simplest form. So we'll divide this by 16. We'll also divide this by 16. So our ratio is 1 to 2. That is B in this problem. So number 3. There were 12 rainy days in the month of April. What was the ratio of rainy days to clear days in April? So here, I really didn't know how many days. I don't remember on the top of my head how many days are in the month of April. So, but after I took a look on the calendar, I found that it was oops, still using the eraser tool. 30 days. And the question says that there were 12 rainy days in the month of April. And it wants the ratio of rainy days to clear days in April. So how we would start this problem is we go to 12 rainy days. And now, if we had 12 rainy days and wants to clear days in April, we would subtract 30, which is the number of days in April, and subtract it by 12 rainy days because we want the number of clear days. And all the other days besides the 12 rainy days are clear days. So we do that. And then we would get 18. So we put this here. And we have our ratio to rain to clear days. So and again, we want our answer in the simplest form. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide this by 6, divide this by 6, and we will have our ratio, which is 2 to 3. And so that is C. Number 4. Tyler collects stamps. He has 8 stamps from the XIX century and 12 stamps from the XX century. What is the ratio of stamps from the XIX century to all stamps in Tyler's collection? Okay, so that was like a lot. So collect stamps and 8 stamps for the XX century and 12 stamps for the XX century. There's the ratio of stamps to the XX century to all stamps in Tyler's collection. So the XIX century has 8 stamps. And if we want the total, which is 8 stamps plus 12 stamps, now there's also 20 stamps. That is our total. So we put our ratio as 8 stamps to 20 stamps. Now, yet again, we're going to reduce this to its simplest form. So we'll put this in the simplest form by doing subtracting 4, it's dividing 4, sorry. 2 to 5. And that is D. Also keep in mind, this colon can also be interchanged with 2. Those two mean the same thing. So our answer is D. All right, number 5. Samantha found bottles of water and soda in the basement. The ratio of bottles to water is 1. To all bottles is 1 to 3. What is the possible number of bottles of water and soda in the basement? So they found water and bottles in the basement. The ratio of bottles to water to all bottles is 1/3. There's a possible number of bottles of water and soda in the basement. Okay, so it wants the ratio between, so our goal here is to find the ratio between water and soda. And we know the ratio to water in all bottles is 1 to 3. Now, what I'm going to do is, it's like, I'm going to find this ratio or the number for soda. They're a more rigorous method, and you really don't have to do this. But because this requires mental math if you want to do it the faster way. But I will go through it the rigorous way. So, I said soda. Actually, this should be all and water. Okay, so since all, so what we'll put is our soda is X, or variable X. And what we'll put here is, since all bottles means water plus soda, we're gonna put 3 equals X plus 1. Now you can see here we're actually solving for X. We want to solve for X, so we'll subtract 1 on both sides using the property of equality to get 2 equals X. Now this is definitely the more longer way, but it's for the sake of learning and practice. So since we have that, now we can just put this back to soda, and we have our ratio of water to soda, which is 1 and 2. Now, if we look in the answer choice here, they have all these numbers, but so they're I'm seeing like a lot of 10s, so I'll just multiply 10 on both sides rather than to multiply multiply by 15, which that answer just like seems way off. So multiply by 10 to get 10 bottles of water to 20 bottles of soda. And that is answer choice C. Number 6, our last question. Michael is 4 feet tall and his father is 6 feet tall. What is the ratio of Michael's height to his father's height? Okay, so it says, the question says 4 feet tall and his father is 6 feet tall. What is the ratio? Okay, ratio of Michael's height to his father's height. So we put our ratio here, which is 4 to 6. Now, looking at this, we again want our simplest form. So we divide this by 2, and we would get 2 to 3. And our ratio is, our answer is A. All right. Thank you, guys.